Doug Sutherland from Trumbull. I just want to start out making a comment about the natural gas and energy situation that you brought up before. I think we all need to be very careful about believing some of the hype of natural gas. As you know, I'm a member of Democracy for America, Fairfield County. We have a public access show called Stream of Conscience, which you've been on. We've done several interviews on the topic of fracking. We've interviewed a person that works down in southwest Pennsylvania. He's dealing with the fallout of a wild and unregulated natural gas industry down there. People's animals are dying, people are getting sick, their water supplies are being polluted. So we really need to watch how we tap this resource. It is 5 miles down and it's not easy to get to. I've also gone to seminars at Yale about this, and there's a lot of leakage in the natural gas from the source to where it gets used. It's estimated to be somewhere between 2 and 8% of the natural gas. If it's around 2%, then it is cleaner than coal and some other sources of energy. If it turns out it's around 8%, it's dirtier than coal, actually. And so, it does burn cleaner when it's at the final, destination, but getting it there, you have to think about the whole life cycle of it. So I think we really need to look into that before we just, there's a lot of, natural gas trapped in the shale, but getting it there is a big issue. My main question is that, it just seems like the Congress is such a dysfunctional body these days. And I think a lot of that has to do with, the current way that the filibuster is being implemented. That was supposed to be a mechanism that gave the minority some say in what was going on so that the majority couldn't just shove things through. It seems like it's now become something that allows the minority to just have veto power over anything that happens. And I was very disappointed that Harry Reid did not take more steps to try to do something about that when he had the opportunity. Is there any hope that this will get straightened out?
I expect the filibuster to be an applied line. It is very frustrating. The House in which I serve is a ruthlessly majority rules mechanism. So it just for a House member, it makes my head explode that one senator can effectively wield the power of the President of the United States by just saying I'm putting a hold on this legislation. Doesn't even need to explain why or doesn't even need to necessarily disclose that individual senator has done so. And you're exactly right, Doug. The filibuster was always intended to be a sort of last resort type of thing, and now it has become everything, whether it's a judge in the D.C. Circuit Court or whatever, requires a 60-vote majority. Our founding fathers never intended that. I, too, was disappointed that Harry Reid, the dynamic, though, the dynamic is that everybody thinks, well, someday I'm going to be in the minority, too, even when they're in the majority, so I'm going to try to preserve this.
I think when the Democrats are in the minority, the Republicans will not care at all about changing the rules.
Yeah. So I hope, look, the Senate is, the Congress has been dysfunctional in a lot of ways. The Senate is a real problem, and I hope, and Harry Reid doesn't listen to me, but I hope that we can vote. By the way, trim back, not just the filibuster, but trim back to a world where the Senate is actually doing advice and consent with respect to judges, rather than, I don't like the politics of this individual, so I'm not going to confirm whether it's a judge or, the head of the Consumer Protection Finance Bureau. Thank you.